But I want to play this clip because Ryan made a really smart point, and this is really the elephant in the room. It is, you'll never see it uttered by Michael Smerconish. You'll never see it talked about on CNN. But I asked Ryan, why is there no mention of the money that these people are legally taking bribes? And that's the reason they are blocking this. And Ryan made a good point. Let's play it. It just seems to me at this point, it is just so absurd that the media is reporting about Joe Manchin and Kirsten Sinema like moderates. They just, they're just dealing with a conservative state. I barely heard anything that Sinema just raised almost $1 million from big pharma and dark money. I think David Sirota and others broke that. Intercept just broke a pretty big story that Manchin has made $4.5 million from this coal company while he's been a senator. I think another between $1 million and $5 million in stock options. Like, this isn't like a little finger note in the story. This is instrumental to why is it they are blocking this. And you see no mention of this. I think you guys also covered the fact that 3 House Democrats, I just call them Republicans, they're blocking the lowering drug prices, and they're getting all this money, like not over their career, like right now. So I don't know. You're a reporter there. Is this just like, do the people at CNN and MSNBC just think this is unimportant, or it's designed not to talk about those things?
Mainstream reporters think it's rude.
Oh.
Like they think it's impolite. It's untoward
to talk about money in politics,
that sort of thing, because you're besmirching somebody's good character. What are you suggesting by this? Manchin got asked yesterday about his coal company for the first time, really, by a Capitol Hill reporter, and it was a really tense exchange. Manchin said, "Look, it's in a blind trust," which is absurd. Right. It's a company,
just like Trump's money was in a blind trust.
Right. It's still a Trump organization. Like, what you own. It's not like a mutual fund that you're just allowing your broker to like buy and sell stocks. Like, it's a coal company. Like, what it does. And the reporter said, "Well, you still get dividends from it." And Manchin's like, said, "I don't want to hear, I don't want to hear anything about it." And the reporter said, "Well, your son still owns it, right? He's the president and CEO." And Manchin told him, you best change the subject."
Wow.
Like, just straight up, you best change the subject. So
basically the 500,000 pound elephant in the room. If they dare bring it up, they're scolded, and basically they're afraid for loss of access, I would assume.
Some could be, yeah, or also just a loss of prestige among colleagues. Like,
right.
Like, oh, it brands you as an unserious, type of person.
I think what he described is the issue. And it goes back to what I've been saying. How come there is no protests against corporate media outlets? So these reporters, because they're all very, very wealthy, and they probably, in their bones, probably think, oh no, I mean, that's just poppycock. They're not, they take money, but they're not like making decisions based on that money. Because like, these people are wealthy, these reporters, and they, like the Senate and these kind of things, they live in their own, these journalists. There's norms and there's civility, and we don't want to suggest that, these people might be not on the up and up and might be corrupt. Well, what do you call it during a major budget battle that Kirsten Sinema is pausing to do fundraisers in DC and in Arizona with major business lobbying groups trying to kill the bill? What would you call that? That's about as corrupt and bribery as it comes. So I wanted to play that Ryan Grim clip, because then let's fast forward to the brave Bloomberg reporter. I mean, that's an oxymoron. Colin, if you have those tweets, a reporter from Bloomberg actually dared to ask Joe Manchin about the money that he is making from coal and whether that's influencing things. And boy, was that a no-no for a reporter to dare ask Joe Manchin about the blinking red light corruption as to why he is blocking healthcare, education, affordable housing, climate proposals, free community college, and many other things. Colin, if you could show that tweet here. So Manchin asked by Ari Natter of Bloomberg whether an energy company he founded, he founded is a conflict of interest as he negotiates reconciliation. Manchin, it's been in a blind trust for 20 years. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, my son owns it now. My son runs it. I don't know what they're doing though. Ari, you're still getting dividends. Manchin, you got a problem? What is this, a duel? You got the next one, Colin? So the reporter asked them, is you making millions and millions of dollars from your coal company have anything to do with you trying to kill climate provisions? He says, oh, I don't know anything about that. Oh, you got a problem? Ari Natter, regarding the energy company Manchin founded, your son still owns it, doesn't he? Manchin, you do best to change the subject. You do best to change the subject, meaning that could mean a lot of things. I don't believe Manchin is going to hit the Bloomberg reporter over the head with a 2x4. I don't believe that, but will he be calling Bloomberg to shun this reporter for daring to ask him about his clear, it's not even a conflict of interest. This is corruption. You are literally, Intercept broke this. Joe Manchin has made $4.5 million over 10 years as a senator from this coal company, and another $1 to $5 million in stock options. Yet he's talking about, well, no, it's just about the debt. We can't do this bill. Oh, it's just about, fiscal insanity. We can't do this bill. The infrastructure deal, this bipartisan infrastructure deal that the media has made into this magical thing, it's really $500 billion. It's not $1.2 trillion. And it's really privatization on steroids. It's not even at all close to what we need financially for infrastructure in this country. But that got watered down from $2 trillion to $500 billion in new money by Manchin and Sinema and these other people. And what got stripped? What got taken out, Jen? The climate proposals that were in it. So there you see, Ryan Grimm takes us behind the scenes saying, yeah, no, it's considered rude. You're not considered a serious journalist if you dare mention the legal bribes that they're taking. And then a reporter dares ask Joe Manchin. And by the way, he was only asking directly about his coal company. He wasn't asking about all the money he takes from other coal companies and fossil fuckers. And that reporter sure got a lashing. And this is why I've said, Jen, this is why older people who generally are the dominant age group watching CNN, MSNBC, reading the New York Times, the Washington Post, this is why they're brainwashed. This is why they're complacent. This is why they continually vote for, well, it's better than nothing candidates. And, enjoy your crumbs, millennials and Gen Z or whatever the hell it is, because there is no reporting on the corruption, barely any reporting on the corruption. I'm not a big, we're not copacetic these days, but one of the reasons I gravitated to Cenk and the Young Turks in the first place, back then, they were the only people talking about this. They were only people talking about money in politics and corruption in politics. I don't really know what the hell they're talking about now. It's other things. But this isn't even the elephant in the room. This is the stampede in the room, that they are legally taking bribes in exchange for destroying the planet, depriving, in this case, older people of expanded health care, depriving parents of free pre-K, depriving families of paid family leave. For what? For these coal companies. In Sinema's case, who the hell knows? She probably, it doesn't even seem, Jen, that she wants to rerun. It sounds to me she wants one of these business people to buy her a few wineries that she could go drink at and maybe run. It's just disgusting. And kudos to that Bloomberg reporter. I don't know if he got a talking to after that, but we need to see a lot more of this. And we need to see activists and protesters shaming the corporate media, essentially for hiding this level of corruption.
I don't think people realize how bad it's gotten as far as the landscape for Zoomers and younger, and the landscape for millennials and even Gen X. When you think about all of the changes that have been brought about over recent decades, including and maybe even especially with the media under Bill Clinton, now we have a media that is so in tune with itself and corporate profits that there's no incentive for them to report the truth. It's been dramatically condensed, or it was dramatically condensed under Clinton. And income inequality has just gotten to insane levels. And I don't think the vast majority of people realize that or recognize that. What the 99% is earning versus what the top 1% and even the top 1% of the 1% is earning is insane compared to what the average everyday person is earning. This is something that Bernie Sanders highlighted throughout his campaigns, but I think it deserves to be emphasized over and over again. That is what the media companies and the politicians, those that are, in the pocket of lobbyists and corporations, that's what they're fighting against, is the people realizing this.